What up, everybody? Yo, so couple updates about my music, right? It's not gonna happen. I had dropped a single, right, for the competition, but I had to like remove it because they were like discriminating. I don't know. I saw the platform where they were stealing my views. At one point, I would get, let's say, like 12 views, right? And then I check back, and it says like 5 views. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then I start seeing people buy my track, the single, and I see that I'm making money. I'm like, oh shit, look, I just made like 4 sales. And I come back and it shows like I only made like 2 sales. I'm like, this shit crazy. So it's like they're hating. They don't want me to win. Um and my track is like a automatically I won, right? Because the competition is nowhere near the level of I don't know, passion or elite lyrical skills. I don't know. It's just they're not there, right? But um and then I'm chatting, right? I'm trying to chat with some of these people, and you could tell like these are young cats. These are like kids trying to come up, like in their early 20s and shit like that. So it's like this platform is like a bunch of kids and shit who don't even know how to go about the whole competition. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, they stealing my views. They stealing my money, and they're and it looks like they're trying to rig it where it's not about me, because I kind of made them look small. When they started posting like their music videos and shit like that, I started posting mines, but they kept posting the same ones, and I kept coming with new ones and shit like that. I always had like new material, and they couldn't supply any new material, so they're like, damn, who is this guy? So I'm kind of forcing them like to check me out. I kept throwing like my page. I kept throwing like new videos, just more things about me and shit. And none of them could keep up. So it's like, damn, you could just feel it. You could feel like the tension, like even though it's like through apps and shit. I'm like, yo, these imaginary players, yo, they trying to they trying to like slow me down. Then the owner of the app hits me up privately. He's like, yo, can you slow down? Like, you're killing us here. They thinking I'm spamming them and shit. So I'm like, yeah, man, I slow down, because it's like 10,000 people, according to the platform. But again, I'm checking the views. I'm checking. Oh, and then I'm ready to post a new track, right? But I'm like, let me post this video again, but with the outro, to see how people react to that. And I'm noticing, I'm like, damn, it's pending. It's pending approval. I'm like, all right, maybe it'll get approved later, like the first one, because I posted the first track, and it got approved like a day or 2 days later. So I'm like, maybe it takes a day or 2 days, right? Man, like 3 days, 4 days pass, and it's still pending. So I'm like, what the hell? They're not approving my video now. So I was like, man, hell no, this shit's rigged. So then I started deleting all the posts that I've been posting over the days, like sending people to my open wave or whatever where you could find my single. I start deleting all those posts because now I don't want people going to that page, because I'm getting ready to delete it. So I start deleting all the posts on the app and across the board, like on my website and other channels. So I delete it, and now I don't have that account. So you got no way to get to my track, man. I guess that is sad news. Like I was hoping like wow, like now people can come directly to my platform and have access to my music where they can purchase it, and outside of, let's say, like iTunes, Spotify, all those major platforms. Cause I don't want to keep posting my music on those platforms because I don't make anything. I don't make money on Spotify. I don't make money on iTunes. They stealing shit everywhere across. They stealing. The music industry is changed, but it's gotten worse. So really can't make money on none of them shits. So I just deleted all of that shit because I'm like, if they're gonna abuse me, man, I'd rather them not abuse me. So basically, yeah, you got no way to hear my music, man. I'm just gonna wait till there's a better opportunity where I can like drop some of my music where you can listen to. But right now, unfortunately, yeah, you can't listen to my music, and that's crazy too. Cause as soon as I discovered this platform, right, I was like, oh shit, look, it's causing people to like come to my page and buy my track. So I saw it as like, oh shit, like this is a good opportunity to directly be connected with the fans and know your fans and shit. Unlike, let's say, Spotify or iTunes or Apple, like you really don't know who likes your music. So I saw it like something good, like, oh shit, look, I'm about to know all my fans and shit and who likes my music. But yeah, when I started seeing that shady shit, I'm like, oh no, this shit is rigged. They not, it's like acceptable. They're like screening people. It's like mostly like young kids and shit. Where they have mediocre talent or whatever. And they saw me too like a wizard, man, like a hacker or something. These motherfuckers looking at me like I'm a hacker, like, because my material just keeps coming constantly, and all professional and shit. And they over here making stuff that sounds low quality, low budget. And so, yeah, you can't listen to my music. It's a good thing I only dropped one track too. But ever since that, right, I saw it. I was like, oh shit, this is a new opportunity. So I started making more tracks. So I completed like 5-6 tracks and shit. I was gonna do more, cause I got hella material. But I'm like, when I discovered that shit, I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. So yeah, you just gonna have to wait, man, for real greatness. Cause all this garbage that they passing around or tossing around, man, for music is polluting or degrading real talent. So, and I don't want to be a part of or mixed into that. So I already know, like, I basically I took myself out of the competition. So I already know I'm not gonna win because I'm not in it. I'm not posting it, and the video is nowhere to be found unless those few people that purchased. I never received the money, but according to the platform, it said like 5-6 people bought my track. So maybe those 5-6 people still have the track. I don't got the money, but maybe they have the track and they can listen to it. But other than that, yeah, you got no way to get to that track, man. Unless I post it like on YouTube, and I'm not gonna do that, cause I'm trying to make a living here, I'm trying to make something out of it. And my music is demands um, fans. It demands, authentic fans and people who really appreciate the artistry, and the talent. But yeah, man, I had like 5, 6 new tracks, man, that I wanted to post and shit, like revolutionary shit that'll basically, all my music. If you've been listening for a while, it's gonna knock your favorite artist out. You know, and I was getting ready to write a new one, right? Basically, like just trashing or making the latest freestyles of your favorite rappers look a little bad. But I was like, nah, man. You know what? I'm a hold back because maybe they're not ready for my strength, man, or my truth, or just the strength of my music is powerful, and people. I wanted to see the reaction. Remember, I don't know if you saw my earlier videos. I was like, I made this track to see what kind of reactions the people have, and the reactions was that they were stealing views, they were stealing my sales, and they felt inadequate because they couldn't compete with me. So this was the reaction that I was getting from the people, that I was too big to be to let win. Basically, I'm like a blueprint because see, when I was posting, right, even my posts were different. Like I would post and I would have like a nice picture with a link and a text, while theirs was just a simple text, and I would show visual. Like that's just my passion, like I try to make mine look professional, whatever it is. And so the pictures were standing out. Everybody else was just like normal text, and then here comes me, and then you see a visual, and links and cool messages that are basically bars, and everybody's like, damn, and they're scared to respond to me. So I'm like, yo, man, if you got any questions, follow my link or hit me up on the DM and just ask me some questions. But then you start seeing you start seeing the reactions of the people, like they're nervous and shit. And yeah, so how I figured I was like the blueprint to them was that they started mimicking. So first of all, like I was like the only one, like maybe promoting my profile link, while others were promoting their music, their garbage, their trash, whatever. And the methods I was doing was like different. Nobody was doing it. So I started like, what? Let me promote my profile link. Nobody's doing that. And so I started putting my profile link, but with like a cool picture and stuff like that, and they started seeing that shit. So then you start seeing other people now trying to do that shit. So I'm like, okay, they're copying. I could see that, now I know that they're following me. So it's like they're looking at me like a blueprint. But then when they can't keep up, like for instance, like when I throw another new material out and they can't provide a new material because they're still stuck on that one single track, that's when they realize, like, yo, this guy's dangerous, man. He's making us look like idiots. So then that's when I start getting get treated unfairly, like discriminated against, where they like start stealing my views or prohibit me from getting my videos approved, and I started seeing that. I'm like, yo, so they basically kind of hating, and but at the same, they're hating, but at the same time they're stealing from my style. Like they're copying me, you know. So I'm like, they just want to like mimic me, copy me, but they don't want to give no credit. So I started seeing that shit. I'm like, oh hell no, man. Like, so I'm not gonna keep posting videos where it basically inspires them to do the same, but don't even give me like any type of credit or like, oh, thank you, oh, I liked it, that shit was dope. None of that. So I'm like, hell no, it's rigged. You know what I mean? So it's like they don't, they're just hating. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna keep posting, classic materials and crazy shit like that just so that they could like just so that they could copy and shit. And then you start seeing like some of their tracks like trying to sound similar to mine's and shit. Where like for instance, in one of my tracks, right, I called starving because I'm starving, like shit ain't easy, man. I'm going through a lot of hard shit, so I start talking about like, yo, how I'm hungry and I haven't ate, and and then now you got these other cats trying to sound the same, like, but they sound like kids, like they're living with their moms and shit, and never had never struggled in life and shit. So I'm like, man, this shit is bullshit. So I had to basically delete all my music because I felt I was getting cheated. So yeah, man, and I had people like in Facebook and Instagram all following. They were like, damn, I want to see this page and shit, or at least listen to the new music. But now I had to go across all my other channels and delete those posts as well because I don't want them going to that page anymore. That shit was like I got bamboozled and shit, thinking it was a cool platform when it was rigged from the beginning. They basically choosing who they want as the winner, and I bet you whoever wins is gonna be in his early 20s or something. Some kid who probably likes to kiss the producer's ass and brown nose, some shit like that. And I'm not the type, to do shit like that because I don't know you. You know what I mean? This is a competition done through the internet. So I'm like, I was gonna take the chance, because it's like $3,000 the prize. I'm like, fuck it, So I made a quick little track, which already automatically put me at the top because none of them came close. Like as far as lyrics, as far as bars, as far as like storytelling, as far as like life experience. Like there, some of them were talking about jingles, some of them were talking about like having fun at the park. Like I'm over here talking about some serious shit, like I'm going hungry, not in those kind of words, but poetically expressed, where I'm expressing like some type of reality based stuff. But the competitions were talking about going to Action Park or Six Flags and having a bucket of chicken, like nothing that relates with real life type of shit. And then you had another one, like there was like one maybe that had potential, but it was like it still couldn't come close. So and then I started doing that, right? I'm like, before I got into the picture, right, they're all like kissing each other's ass, like, oh yeah, hit me up, I make beats, and get at me here, this and that. So I come in and I'm like, I don't like to do that, so first thing I do is like, I be like, yo, listen, man, like it's all right, but your music is not good. I try to be honest. I'm like, your music's not good. It lacks this, it lacks that. So I started giving them some advice, and they liked that shit. And they were like, "Oh shit, yeah." With the subliminals and shit, they start talking back, and some of them talk directly to me, which is all right, cool. And all of a sudden you start seeing the dialogue and the conversation change from where they was normally just kissing each other's ass to now, like I said, they're following me where they're now critiquing their own work. Like somebody will comment, somebody will post like, "Yo, check out my music." Another person would be right back like, "Oh yeah, it was alright, but it needs this, it lacks this, you need this." So it's like they're trying to sound like me now. It's like, yo, that was what I did. I started that shit. I started the critiquing and giving advice, and now they're all doing the same and shit. Now they're all giving advice and critiquing other people's work. I'm like, damn, yo. It's like, yo, can y'all stop biting? So I basically had to leave that shit, man, because you know I figured I'm the blueprint, and they're all biting and copying from me. So, and it's obvious, it becomes obvious when you see that they're all like, looking at your post and following, and but the thing is, like I said, I felt like I was being cheated. So I had to delete the post, and now you can't get that track nowhere. So if you haven't heard it, you're probably not gonna hear it anytime soon. If you did hear it, uh, you know you know what's coming, because that shit was a powerful record, man. That one track, I did it on the spot, but it was enough to like beat the competition, or stand out, at least, and I stood out like big time. So yeah, it just showed me, like, how some people are larger than life. And I was larger than that platform. I saw that I was too big to be boxed in a platform where there's just a lot of kids who are just biting and copying off of me, but not giving me any credit. So, yeah, I still haven't figured it out, man, as far as making, a living off of music. That's why I started all the other stuff, like the books and the sneakers, and the movies and coming out and things like that, because the music stuff, man, there's so much gatekeeping, and people who don't want to let you excel because they know that your music is way better than theirs. That it makes it impossible for the young, for up and coming artists to make it. Not saying to give up and shit, but um, currently at the pace, or at the methods and ways that people are going about it, is downgraded to where if you do make it, it's because you were allowed by the gatekeepers, and if you do make it, it means your songs are trash and made to downgrade the audience, belittle them. Like, it's not made to like uplift them or make them like, yo, these lyrics are cool, like I'm inspired, I want to go right now. It's not made for real listeners. It's made for, like, the outer surface listeners who don't know music. So it's basically made for people who maintain the status quo of being brainwashed and ignorant. So those are the kind of people who's gonna get famous, who's gonna make it, as far as like getting through the gatekeepers. Because when someone like me comes through, the gatekeepers are gonna come and they're gonna be like, nah, we can't have that. and basically uh, push my shit to the side because my music is better than your favorite artist. Literally, like I could really take out the competition. I mean, some of them I wouldn't want to because I think they're great as well. I really think like they're really good, and I wouldn't do it. But my music is such a threat that they won't even take that risk, you know. And I don't blame them, but I still don't think it's their choice. You know, it should be up to the audience. You know, the audience is who listens to the music and who loves the music. You know, not these industry people who don't have the best interest for you. You know, so yeah, man. It's bad news actually. You know, this is nothing good that I'm saying right now, but yeah, I can't provide you with new material. I can't show you my new music, which sucks for you, you know. But I guess I'll just have like a stack, you know, uh, a compilation you know, waiting for the appropriate time. Maybe I'll meet like a up and coming producer or someone who can leak it that and it'll make everything more personal and you know, business like. I don't know, but this shit through the apps and trusting the algorithm, hell nah, because it's run by a bunch of, you know, young cats and they're kissing other people's ass, and it's all about gatekeeping, you know. They won't allow you to supersede them because they want to be known, and but they want to be known for the wrong reasons. They want to be known by having no talent, you know, with garbage music. And the thing is, they'll convince a lot of people that their music is great, and people will start following and be like, "Oh, you're my new favorite rapper," you know, and shit like that. But they don't know they don't know any better, you know. It's just a lot of gatekeeping and politicking that's going on, where people can't hear the real music, you know, the truth. And I was supplying you with that, but I guess you got to keep waiting, you know. So yeah, my bad about that, man. That it, I came out with a track, and then I even posted that I was gonna post another track, you know, which I thought was dope. Like I saw it, I called it Petriture. But even after Petriture, I wrote like 2 3 other tracks that I thought was pretty cool to post on that platform. But when I saw what they were doing with my first track, you know, the one that was gonna win the competition, because there was none, I was like, oh hell nah, they doing me dirty. So I opted out, you know. And it's not even over. Like the competition, I think is like sometime in by the 18th or yeah, by I think September 18th they announced the winner. So I basically I opted out because I already knew I won, you know, even though they didn't announce it. But the way they was going about it, it looked like they were gonna have me like win second or third prize, which is no money. I get a feature, but I don't get the prize money. And I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna. I wanted the money. I wanted to win first place, but the way they were going about it, it looks like they wanted me to win like third place or some shit like that, you know. So I'm like, oh, hell no, fuck this shit. So I deleted that shit, man. You know, long story short, basically. So yeah, my bad about that shit. You just gonna have to wait, man. I might until you know what I'm gonna think. I think I might just have to. I think I'm gonna do like actual, physical material. Like if I don't do like a CD or a vinyl, it's gonna be like a USB port, you know what I mean, where you can purchase directly and it gets to your house physically. That's the only way I see me making any kind of money from the music part. Um because that whole streaming thing and views and that shit is rigged, they stealing shit. So if you do want to get to listen to my music, it'll be like that. It'll be like you basically going to my website and purchasing something physical, like my books or my sneakers and my other materials. I'm trying to make the music to be like that, because if you rely on the apps, like I said, it's not gonna work. So just wanted to let y'all know, why the sudden absence or no more posting of, like, my music. uh that's the explanation. This is the explanation why you don't see it, why you see, me stopping the flow of things. So yeah. All right, man, thanks for tuning in. That's all I wanted to say. That's that with all of that.